Donald, trying to film a video here. Hola familia and welcome back to All Stuff and Games. Today we are back in the valley, that is Disney Dreamlight, and I wanted to share some tips that I've picked up when it comes to decorating in this game. Decorating this game has been one of my biggest challenges. As someone who typically has played Sims, Animal Crossings, there's ways that you can either use cheats in Sims or in Animal Crossing. It just has the mechanics of being able to layer and do things have things very close, create a whole sense of clutter. That whole vibe. BB.move is just it's not gonna work. So I have put together some tips and tricks that I hope you can use in your decorating journey. So, one of the main things that I've learned, and I'm finding that I'm struggling with an area that I'm currently designing, and that is grinding for the items that you're going to need. So, prior to decorating, or prior to knowing what area you want to decorate, the number one thing that I suggest at first is figuring out what type of pathing you're going to use and ensuring that you have enough materials to cover said pathing. So the pathing that I want to use is the stone pathing, which is named Snowy Brick Road. I meant snow pathing. Right. So Snowy Brick Road. That is the road that I want to use. And unfortunately, because we just passed our festive season, I decided I wanted to go ham with all the snowmen. And one of the very things that I did not have available in order to make said Snowy Brick Road is, you guessed it, the snow. So now I'm sitting here completely destroying my frosted heights for the simple fact that I need snow. So first tip is plan ahead. Now, second tip in the decorating process is ensuring to keep
Mother knows best.
Do you know? Is to keep a crafting desk near. As you see, I am either having to run back to my house, which is what I'm going to do now, or I have to run back to where I have another crafting table over by Scrooge's, because that was the last area I was decorating in. So one thing that I found to be the most convenient is to keep a crafting area close by you for any items you may want to craft, any pathing you may need to craft if you don't have enough, things of that nature. You're going to want to keep a crafting table next to you. So I'm going to move this one next to me, as well as, and this is kind of a twofer, you also want to get the campfire. The campfire allows you to cook outside. And if you want to use food in your decorating, it's pretty helpful to just have it nearby and create a whole decorating station while you're decorating a specific area. Now, this is my next decorating tip. This is because, unfortunately, when it comes to the sorting system that we currently have in Disney Dreamlight, it is not the best for our catalog. You have to scroll and scroll and scroll to figure out what items you want to use, and that can be very time consuming. I don't have time to waste. So one of the things that I found has helped me in my decorating process is to pull out all the items that I feel like I'm going to use in a specific area. So because this was a frosted build that I was working on, a Frosted Heights build that I was working on actually, I brought out all the items that I thought I would use. Do I end up using all of them? No. Do I still have to go back into my catalog? Of course. However, this just helps with the bases so I can set down certain items, see if I feel that they're working for the area or not. And then I can kind of elaborate on that. And then I'll take minutes or I'll take some time in between my decorating to then go through my catalog, pull some more things as my look starts to come together, and kind of keep those things out so that I can just keep playing back and forth with my items, putting things down, taking them away, and whatnot. It just makes the process just so much easier and so much simpler instead of having to scroll through a full catalog. And with the more items that you buy, your catalog is only going to grow, which means there's only more items to go through. With every holiday, with every star path, it includes more items. So definitely from the beginning of the game, from when it released till now, my catalog has probably doubled. So it can be an extremely consuming process. So for example, right now I see this stone well has blue vibes. Hey, take it out. May I use it? Will I use it? Probably not. But for me, it seems to work for the area for the time being. And we'll see if I end up using it or not. Go see my other video. So, another design tip. One thing that I did realize is Because we now have the option to change our time, or not necessarily the time, but to change how our valley looks, whether it's day to night, how items look during the day is not necessarily how they're going to look at night. And in this specific area, I just wanted to show you an idea on how it looks during the day versus at night. As you see, my palm trees, they glow, my street lamps are lit, so it gives a completely different vibe from day to night. Personally, this area, I do love how it looks at night, but during the day, it just looks like a cotton candy paradise, and I love it. Another tip that I usually do before decorating, I usually do this in the beginning when I know that there's a specific area that I want to work on, and that is to clean up the items that cannot be moved in build mode. So dig spots, they cannot be moved in build mode. If you have any herbs such as the parsley, basil, mint, you're unable to move that in build mode. If you have any night thorns, again, you cannot move in build mode. So that's usually one of the first things that I get to prior to decorating, is just making sure to move all those things out the way so I don't have to keep coming back in and out of build mode. So one of my last bonus tips that I will include is one of the things I've been doing, especially in between the update when I've done all my questing and I'm just grinding out the game and just wanting something to do. Part of what I've included as my dailies is going to Scrooge's, and items that I know that I tend to decorate with the most, I try to keep on hand, especially since, as my first tip, is laying out the things that I think I'm going to use in the area. So items such as the benches, even the barrels, things of that nature that I know I'm going to use a lot more often, I will go ahead and go to Scrooge's and just make sure that I have a few of them on hand. And I do this every day, especially since you do have the cap of ordering 25 items in one day. If you were to decide to decorate, and let's say you want to order 30 windows for whatever reason, and you don't have them, that can be a little bit of a deterrent, or you have to come back to it, remember to add that item. So I'll go and add a lot of my favorite items and make sure I have 2 or 3 on hand, and I do that every day just to build up my inventory, at least until I start getting more items and Scrooge decides he wants to give me something that I'm actually going to use. So I hope you enjoyed my tips and tricks video. Hopefully one of these gave you some additional tips to help with your decorating experience in Disney Dreamlight Valley. We are all sitting here learning, struggling together, and I hope one of these worked for you. If you would like to hear more tips like these, or just some more gameplay on Disney Dreamlight Valley, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, just so I know that you are enjoying the content. And if there's something else you would like to see, or in other games that you would like to see me play, definitely be sure to put those in the comments below. And as usual, I will see you later.
This valley is pretty great.
Glad you think so, Kristoff. Thanks.